Hi friends, this is Tori Sindorf from the Crane Estate, a property of the Trustees, and I'm back with another installment of our Earth Week celebration challenges. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about marine debris. First I wanted to introduce you to this guy. This is a brown seaweed called fucus. We commonly know it as rockweed or rack, and that word might be familiar to you. When we walk along coastlines in New England, we often see large lines of plant matter and seaweed called rack lines, and they're named for the seaweed because it's so prominent in those lines. Those lines mark the high tide line, and they're usually full of really interesting things because they're all being deposited by the waves before the tide goes out. Things like shells, you might find shells of surf clams, moon snails, even crabs. We might find things like driftwood, other artifacts from land plants. But a lot of what we find is very unnatural, and most of that is plastics. When plastics like these end up in our oceans or Great Lakes, we call them marine debris. And they're a big problem because plastics never fully break down. Plastics break into smaller and smaller pieces until they become what we call microplastics. And the issue is that those little tiny bits of brightly colored plastic look a lot like the brightly colored crustaceans and fish eggs and larvae that fish love to eat. So when fish eat those bits of plastic instead of their normal food, it fills up their stomachs with non-nutritious matter, and it can even give them a lot of toxins, because plastics tend to suck toxins out of the environment, hold on to them, and then transfer them in fish stomachs. Now that's bad news for fish, but that's also bad news for us because we eat those fish. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to eat any of this. So your Earth Week challenge for today is to think about your habits. Do a little trash and recycling audit of your own home. See what you might be throwing away that you could recycle, but also take a look at just all of it together. See what you're disposing of that you don't need to. Maybe there are things that you can reduce, thinking about making choices for reducing packaging when you're buying produce or groceries, and then think about what you can reuse. And that's a nice, fun, creative challenge for today. Think about what pieces of plastic and other trash from your house you can repurpose into something new and creative. Maybe this is a greenhouse for seedlings. Maybe you can use a milk jug for a bird feeder. What can we make out of water bottles or egg cartons? I'd love to see some of your recycled art and crafts and hear some of your ideas for reducing waste in your own home. The Trustees is a nonprofit organization supported by people like you. So please think about becoming a member today or donating simply by visiting www.thetrustees.org/join us. See you next time.